So we all took time in the classroom to set our page up into 2 columns where we have root words and the other words. This week, we are going to have that same idea where we have a root word and we're going to work to be changing the ending. We have seen with our ed and ing endings the past few weeks that we have to change that root word a little before we add our ending. Now, that doesn't work for every single word, but that's why we're starting it. We noticed that if a word ended in a consonant before we wanted to add the ed or ing, what did we do? We doubled the consonant. We saw last week that if a word ended in an E, before we added the ed or the ing, what did we do?
Just add the root word.
What did we do?
Make the E away.
We took that E away before we added the ed, so we didn't have EED, and we took the E away before we added ing. So we talked about drop the E before you add ing, drop the E before you add ed, okay? This week, we're going to be looking at a root word again, that base word, and work on adding an ending as well. Now, the past few weeks also, our root words were all verbs. They're not all verbs this week. Some of our root words are going to be verbs. Verbs show
Action.
Some of our root words are going to be nouns. Nouns are examples of people, places, and things. We'll mostly have things if we have some nouns, okay? This week, we are going to be taking verbs and nouns, and we're going to be adding an ES ending. What are we adding to the end of it?
Yes.
So on your list at the top, you can do a dash to show that's where the root word goes, and you're going to add ES. Now, why do we add ES to the end of words? Ray.
To make it say, so it's saying like, it's saying like,
It's going to change how it sounds, right? But it has a real purpose when we add that S or ES. And today it's all ES's, but why? What does it do to the word? Cooper?
it like changes. If you add the ES to it, it might say like it's the best of something.
Now that's ES or EST. Now I like where your brain's at. You're going somewhere. You're showing superlatives. We'll do superlatives later in the year. Yep.
It makes it plural.
It makes it plural. And what do we mean when we say it makes something plural?
It makes
Brock.
So if it's just one thing, and then you add it, and then you make it plural, it's more than one.
Fabulous. So today our root words are all going to be singular, meaning only one. And we are going to be working to add ES to make it plural, or more than one. Now, the reason we're adding ES today is because ES is unique. Adding an S to something, no big deal. You can do that. Girl to girls. You can add the S. Adding the ES is unique because we don't do it all the time. And so that's what we're working on. It's kind of those more unique instances of when we add something to make it plural. Now, we're going to add our ES today, okay? But we need to get those root words, and we're going to talk about what we have to do to the root word to add it. So I am going to give you your word, and you are going to write it down. Are you ready? We're going to go kind of fast, but we'll keep the list up when we're all done so you can catch up. Your first word is the word puppy. Write puppy. What does puppy end in? Just Y. P-U-P-P-Y. Puppy. Puppy. Our next word is penny. Skip a line and then write it. I told you I liked the word penny in math today, right? Do you understand why I like it a little bit? It is a spelling word, isn't it? Your next word is the word study. 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 S-T-U-D-Y. Next up, we have carry. Skip a line. C-A-R-R-Y. Carry. Yes, Haley.
Most of them end in a Y.
Not most of them.
All of them.
All of them. Very good. You are finding the patterns already that we're going to see today. Our next word is the word butterfly. I'm glad it's butterfly and not just fly because it makes it a little more complicated for you. Our word is butterfly. Skip a line and we're going to have the word lady. L-A-D-Y. Lady. And skip a line and we have the word bunny. B-U-N-N-Y. We have the word dry. D-R-Y. Dry. Make sure you're using lowercase letters for all of these. None of them are proper nouns. We have hurry. H-U-R-R-Y. Hurry. And your last root word for this week is marry. We will have the bonus words, but we'll go over those later. Marry. M-A-R-R-Y. Now, third graders. Today, we are going to talk about how to make all of these words plural. Now, my darling Haley has already mentioned all of these words end in what letter?
Y.
Now, they end in Y, but listen to the sounds of them. Puppy, penny, study, carry, butterfly. That one's different, right? All of these first ones ended in what sound? Please face forward and be respectful. They ended in a Y sound? They ended in ya?
Yeah.
They ended in what sound? Puppy, not pup ya. Puppy, penny, study. What sound are they ending in? Now, butterfly is different. What's it end in? They're all ending in Y, but they all end in a long vowel sound. E and I. Lady, what's your ending sound? Bunny, dry, hurry, marry. They're all ending in a Y, and that E is holding a long vowel sound for all of them, the E's or the I's. I want you to go through, and I want you to take a minute to find your syllables for each of these and just mark it. So, puppy, puppy, that's my syllable. I'm going to break it up. Penny. I'm breaking it up between where? What do you notice?
The two N's.
The two consonants in it. But go through and double check because it might not be the same for all of them. And break up your syllables. Break up your syllables. Study. One thing you're going to notice with this is the last syllable is a consonant Y. Your last syllable is what?
Consonant Y.
For all of them except for dry. Dry. A consonant syllable will be at the very end. What? Okay, there's some over there. Yes, Alexa. What? I did. Good. Third graders, We are going to look at how to add our endings today. Sound good? We don't have a ton more time, but we'll do what we can in the time we have. Today, we are going to add the ES. It's the suffix ES to the endings of our words. Now, the ES signals that something is more than one. The exception to this is hurry and marry. Those are verbs. Are you going to have more than one hurry? No, so this is just showing action instead. So she hurries. You're just adding that piece to it. Okay? So the nouns, it's showing more than one. With the verbs, it's making it happening. Okay? We are going to be adding the suffix ES. But in all of these, what do they end in?
Y.
You're going to change that today. Does that surprise anyone?
No.
In order to make all of these plural or add that ES ending, we're going to change the Y to an I. The word puppy, if I want to make it more than one, I change the Y to an, and it's pup, I, E, S. When a word ends in Y, you change it to an, and then add, perfect. So penny, I change my Y to an, pen, we change the Y to an, and then add, so we go through it. We change the Y to an I and add. This will be your list today. Go ahead and go through and change your endings. At the bottom of my list, I will add your bonus list for you to put as well. I'll put a star next to them. We have, for our bonus words, we have along and put. Once you finish filling this out completely, changing your endings and putting your bonus words, you can put this in your homework folder and you may grab your Chromebook.